Hello painting friends, I'm Paul. Welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate you clicking on this video and hopefully you'll get some entertainment and maybe even learn something. Today I'm going to paint Richard Sharpe from Wargames Atlantic, and I'm just deciding on which model I want to paint, either the 28mm or the 54mm model. You know what? It's hard to go past the 54mm. What an awesome looking model this is. I'm going to start off by painting the uniform. I'm going to paint it in a dark grey colour. So I'm just going to apply it to the whole model. Any brand of paint is fine. So this is going on pretty thin, so I'm thinking that I'll probably have to do 2 coats. I've put 2 coats of the dark green on the main parts of the uniform. Now I'm going to come in with a dark brown. Oh, I should mention too that all these colors I'm going to highlight up to lighter colors. At the moment this dark green is very dark, but I will highlight that up to the green of the uniform, and the same with the browns now. So all the leather pieces, like the bottom of the trouser legs, the instep, all the pouches and the gun stock and all that, I will do in a dark brown, and then I will come in afterwards and highlight that up so it looks like a lighter brown. So as you can see there, that this brown is a lot darker than the Wargames Atlantic colors that they've used on their display model or their Sharpe model. So yeah, so I'll highlight it up. So because if you have a look here, there's a lot of browns in this one area, like at the back. I can use different lighter color browns, lighter shades of brown to highlight the different items. So it will give the different components a different look and feel. Like the water bottle and the bag here, I can highlight them differently so that they will look slightly different. I did notice that some historical pictures did make did say that the water bottle is a light bluish color. But anyway, we're painting it to the TV series and not historical, I guess. Yeah, so this is how it's looking presently. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move on to the next color, which is going to be red. So it's mainly the sash and the little hangy bits, and I believe that is the military term for these tassels down here. I'm going to paint the face and the hair now. I'm actually going to do them the same color because both of them will have the same base color, but I will paint the hair and obviously the flesh a different color. Looking at this color for the hair, it might actually be a little bit too light. You might have noticed that I highlighted the hair with a yellowy brown. I think it's called sand brown or something. Yeah, just to break up from the face. It was just looking a little bit too samey because it was the same color. So this is looking a little bit yellow, so I will, I think I'll darken this down a little bit before I highlight it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the grey. So the only grey object on the whole model is the bedroll, I believe it is. But at the same time, I'm just going to do a few highlights on the black, on some of the black components. So the grey that I'm using is just a dark grey, and I'm not loyal to any brand of paint. I will use any paint. So what I'm doing here is I'm just picking out the high spots of this bedroll, just so that we've got a little bit of shadow still left in there, the black. So I'll come back to that. But on there's many black components on this model. This front section of the chest is all black, and the belt and the pack is black as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go along, and the black items I'm just going to edge highlight. I just put a flesh wash over his flesh and his hair, just to tone his hair down a little bit. I will probably tone that down a little bit more. But now I'm going to paint or start to highlight up his green uniform. And I'm going to use a combination of a lighter green and that base green again. Just I don't have a green slightly lighter than this, so I've had to mix my paint. So hopefully this will show up on camera. It is slightly different. So this exposed leg, because it's sitting out from his body and is getting direct sunlight from the coming down from the top, it will all be a lighter color. So I'm just glazing over this slightly lighter green. Hopefully that shows up there in the camera. Okay, I've painted the first lot of highlights, so all the larger areas. So this exposed leg here, the shoulders, and just any of the creases. So what I'm going to do now is I've mixed in a little bit of lighter green into that last highlight mixture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and just lightly glaze over the top part of his leg. So I'm making the highlights smaller just to emphasize the light hitting this exposed leg. I'm not going to do the whole area. I'm just going to do small areas. I'm going to do the kneecap. I'll do the ridges of the folds in his pants and shirt. Yeah, so hopefully it's just a subtle highlight. And where like I've put a highlight down this little ridge here, I'll only do part of it. Okay, I've highlighted the greens. I did add a little bit more light green into the base green just to lighten it up again. So now I'm just going to highlight the browns. So because there is a few different brown objects on the model, I wish to distinguish between them. So I'm going to highlight with lighter brown, but use different shades of browns. So I'm just going to highlight the top of the rifle here. I still want the rifle to remain like dark brown, where a lot of the other stuff will be a lighter brown. So that's slightly highlighted. I'm not sure if you can see that in the camera. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's showing up. Okay, well I'll continue on and I'll highlight the rest of the browns. I'm happy the way all the browns turned out. It's looking pretty good. Actually, I might just have to put a different highlight over the water bottle. It's sort of blending a little bit with the bag there. Even though they do have different colored brown highlights, but it looks like in the camera it's not far enough apart that they stand out. But anyway, we'll have a look at that. Now I'm going to highlight the red sash. Now to get the highlight for the red, I've mixed orange and red. If you to get a lighter shade of red, if you mix red and white to lighten the red for a highlight, it'll turn pink. Orange, orange and red should remain pretty much red. I guess it depends how much orange you put in it, of course. Just putting a few little highlights there and along the sash. If the highlights aren't strong enough, I'll come back in and put another lot of highlights on it. And also I did paint the handle of the sword red as well, so I'll just put a couple of small highlights in there. It doesn't need many because it is technically in the shade of his hand. Okay, well there's only two more main items left on this model. One is the face and hair, and the other one is all the little metal bits. So I'll do the metal bits last. So I'll have a go at painting the face on the camera. I don't think I'll be able to do all of it on the camera because it's just too far away from my old eyes. I need to be a lot closer than what I am when I'm painting on the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all the sticky out parts of the face, I guess, the forehead, the nose, the cheeks. So how does that face look? I think it's not too bad. It's definitely not perfect. I am not a professional painter by any means, but I think it looks pretty good. I did put a 5 o'clock shadow on the model just by glazing for some very diluted green around his beard area, just to give him that rugged, unshaven look, like he's been on the campaign for a long time. Okay, so the only thing left now, apart from the base, is just to do all the metals. So I'm just going to paint the all the buttons on him, and he does have a lot of buttons. So I'll do all the buttons on the chest area and also his buckle. The sculptor did a great job in copying Sean Bean's face. After I've painted this model, it to me he doesn't appear to be like Sean Bean, but I guess I haven't quite got um, all these highlights and everything right. But overall, I'm really pleased with this model, and I really hope that Wargames Atlantic makes the full range in 54 millimeters, because that'll be the scale that I'll be playing in the new game in. I think the 54 mil is an awesome scale. Yeah, so I can't wait for the next model to come out in the range. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, could you please hit the like and subscribe? It really helps small channels like mine. And if you want to have a chat about this model, or if you painted it, that would be awesome if you just leave a comment, and I promise that I'll respond to every comment left. So I can't wait to hear from everybody. Anyway, until next time, happy gaming. Bye.